For Alton Sterling, Oscar Grant, Trayvon, Eric Gardner, anybody in the struggle. This is a father's warning shot, a strong oath that if anything ever happens to my son, that if you ever graze his beautiful face with billy club or bullet, confuse taser for pistol and write it up in your report labeling accident, I swear I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger that you would have thought that God or Samuel L. Jackson turned psycho. Something has to change. Something has to change with these police officers that have hatred in their holsters, but this poem is not to spark a change. This is a father's warning shot, letting you know as a black father, I've done everything in my power to make sure that my son does not get shot by you. So I'm asking you to do everything in your power to make sure that you do not shoot him, to serve and protect him. You will not make me like Trayvon Martin's father because I am not that strong of a man. I am weak and reckless. I do not have the time to sit in a courtroom, listen to testimony from testimony and prosecutors that normally sends little black boys to prison hoping that he'll be on our side to get it right. I do not have time to see if you will get it right. You will not convince me that it took an illegal Radio Raheem chokehold to take down my son. Fuck that. I am his father. We play wrestle with him all the time, so I know exactly how strong he is. His mother will not yell no, scream why, and if the day ever she comes to me with tears in her eyes, no breath in her lungs, asking me, begging me, baby, do something. As God is my witness, I will snap, break, scream, fuck a march. I will fly off the hinges, release the Kraken, turn into the same beast you thought my son was when you pulled the trigger. Scratch that. Turn into the same beast you were when you pulled the trigger on my son. My son will not have me and his mother dressed in all black holding a picture of him. My son will not have his face on t-shirts or murals. My son's name will not be used as a chant or a war cry. My son is not a beast. My son is not a threat. My son will bury me. I will not bury my son. My son. My son, Trey, he just turned 17. Light enough to be considered a pretty boy, but dark enough to be called a suspect. And I know what some of you are thinking. Do we get this upset when it's a black-on-black crime? No, because something seems just heinous and disgusting, knowing that my hard-earned tax dollars are being used to put a hit out on my own son. I was once told that the only time that a child should be taken away from his parents is at birth by the medical staff. And as soon as they clean him off, they return him back to the parents. So I'm asking you, when you see my son walking down the street or maybe even at a routine stoplight, I'm asking you, begging you to make sure he's able to come back home. This is not a poem. This is a father's warning shot. Don Illuminati, track 2, first verse from Tupac, and I swear, and I quote, I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Give it up for Shawn Williams.